Yeah, bridging the gap. Nyomi Banks, the goddess. Tune in. Hey yo, Black, where we at? Elements. Got a problem? What's the issue? Ask Nyomi for advice, she will bless you. Is it sex, love, or relationships? If your spirits are down, you can get a daily uplift. Just listen every word that she speaks. Setting trends with hashtags for every day of the week.
All right. It's your girl, the goddess, Nyomi Banks here, and welcome to another episode of Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap. This is where we talk about love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more, while bridging the gap between them all. And teaching the world about sex, language, love, and everything, and spiritual uplifting. All right, so as I said before, I think it was last month that every Friday, Lord, today. Every Thursday, the last Thursday every month is going to be Hot Topics Thursday. That's why we're making it. And so today we're going to talk about hot topics. And one of the hottest topics that's been going on is that big ass slap that happened on Sunday. That happened on Sunday, that big ass slap. But we're going to do this. We're going to go to Sexy Is Cosmetics. We're going to come back and then we're going to start the show and we're going to talk about it. All right, this is your girl, the goddess, Nyomi Banks. Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap. Sexy Is Cosmetics. Hey, it's your girl, the goddess, Nyomi Banks. And Sexy Is Cosmetics is our official sponsor here at Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap. So you guys make sure you go by sexyiscosmetics.com and let them know Nyomi sent you. Get a great discount. They are naturally 100% organic, vegan. They sell everything from soap to scrubs to everything for you to keep you sexy always. Sexy Is Cosmetics. Use the code AskNyomi for a 10% discount. All right, that is Sexy Is Cosmetics. Remember, that is what I use on my skin. That charcoal soap. That charcoal soap is so good. It's so good. All right, this is your girl, the goddess, Nyomi Banks, here on Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap podcast. We're live every Thursday night right here on YouTube, as well as we do the replay, the streaming on all streaming networks on Friday. That's Apple Radio, Apple Podcasts. I'm sorry. iHeartRadio, Google, and all those other good things. All right, so before we start the topic, I want to make sure I introduce that cool dude that always got something smart to say. I wonder what we got to say tonight. What's up, Dog Pound Mike? What's going on, baby?
What's happening? Woo.
What's going on? All right, so we're trying something new. So I got one of my oldest dear friends. He watched the show all the time. He give me his little 411 of what he think that we should kind of do to kind of, tighten up the show a little bit. Mr. TL. I'm going to call you TL tonight. Yes. So he said, you know what? He said, let me tell you something, baby girl. He said, lose the headphones. He said, because it blocks your beauty. I'm very candid on, what's happening, because as we're growing and as we learn, our listeners out here, you guys are learning right along with us. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but thank you, TL, for that. We're going to try this week and see how I sound. But if it don't, then the headphones going back on tomorrow. Wow. They are going back on. So you guys hear my voice is getting better. Mm-hmm. It's getting better. It's getting back better. But I gotta rest this because I'm back out traveling again next weekend. So for the past few weekends, I've been busy, and I really haven't had time for my body to rest. Mm-hmm. For my body to rest. So I'm trying to get that in these next few days, this weekend, and get rested, so then I could come back strong, because we're not going to be here live next week. I meant to tell you that we're not going to be back here live next week, but the following week. So when I come back, then I have my nice sultry voice back. Wow. I will have my nice sultry voice. All right, so let's get back on topic. I mean, this is something that we talked about since Sunday, because it happened on Sunday. And actually, the ironic thing is that I had me a session that day, and right after the session, I was scrolling through the Instagram, and I saw that clip And y'all know what that infamous clip is, that clip of Will Smith slapping the hell out of Chris Rock. And I'm like, wait, hold on. I know this didn't happen. So I'm sending it to different people like, is this what's happening? Is this what's happening? This was happening. And that was like the edited version. That wasn't the unedited version. That was the edited version. Mm-hmm. All right. So as I'm watching, I'm like, okay, this gotta be a joke. Like this has to be a joke. So then Mike sends me the real, like the unedited version where, he said, keep my wife's name out your such and such a mouth. So I'm a big Will Smith fan, as y'all know. I kind of stand on both him and Jada. And I was shocked by the whole thing. Literally, I was blown away. I heard, I heard the joke. Mm-hmm. So let me say this, and I have to be honest, because I just watched that for the past few days. Yesterday was the very first time that I actually sat down and watched the entire Oscars show. So I saw throughout the whole entire Oscars show, they were throwing all kinds of jokes. Mm-hmm. And they were mean jokes. I mean, they supposed to have been funny, but they were mean jokes. So let me say this, because this is what I was speaking to Mike about. We were kind of going back and forth with this, and I was hoping that we could have did something before with this, because then our conversation was really on, and it was like, okay, let's save this for Thursday show. Let's save this for Thursday show. Let's save this for Thursday show. But now that we here, it's kind of like we kind of all talked out about it a little bit. Mm-hmm. But let me say this is that once I seen it all, and I'm telling you, I'm not giving anybody no excuses, because there's other ways that we can do things, but we cannot tell anybody how to respond to, what they heard or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? We don't know where the deep-rooted that was in that slap that Will gave him. We don't know any of that. We don't. But what I did get out of this is where there was a bigger purpose in what happened. And I know y'all say, Nyomi, you crazy when you speak in this way. No, I'm not. Because if you think about it, if you ever read, and I left his book upstairs, but if you ever read Will Smith new book, and I've been watching him for years, and he speaks nothing but positivity, being good to, each other and things of that sort. So it's kind of like on the same level that, that I speak, is that where we are put on this earth to serve each other. So me seeing that, and the world seeing that he's always been exemplary to everyone, that, wow, like what's happening here. But not only that, right before that, he's get the most, the biggest award of his career. You understand? Something that he's been fighting for and working for forever. And he did it on a big stage. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So in my mind, and this is what I told my sister, and this is what I told Mike, and a few other people, I said, you know what? It might sound messed up what I'm about to say, but it probably meant to happen that way. The thing is that I love comedians. I do. I love that they're entertaining, but sometimes they take people's misfortunes and they tend to make jokes and make it worse for that person. The thing is that, remember back in the day, I'm a little older than some of you folks that's listening right now. Back in the day, we had Eddie Murphy. I remember Eddie Murphy delirious, and although I used to be able to go back to school the next day and be able to say those jokes. But it was just right there in that state. You understand what I'm saying? That's whatever state, whoever had on TV or HBO or whatever that cable was. Because if you didn't have cable, then you wouldn't see it. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But now that you have the internet and everything is so readily ready for everybody to be able to speak and say, just as I'm able to speak, our opinions of what we're doing tonight, so is everybody else. And this world is so mean. This world is so mean. This man and this woman have been honest about how they're living. You know what I'm saying? They're being honest on who they are and how they're living. And they have been crucified on how they live. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You understand? Like, I'm looking at him like, do you want to say something?
I'm letting you say your thing.
With that, I lost my words. Okay, here I go. I'm going back. That they have been, they've been crucified for living in their truth. And that's not how it should be. I think, especially when she started these different, the red table talk, and those other things, is that one thing is that she started with, she had 3 generations of women that's in her family. They had 3 different aspects of being a woman and just living in this world. As celebrities, you do sign up to have all of these things said to you, but is it always right? You know what I'm saying? To like kind of pick your life apart.
You know something, and I mean, just on that point, so I can iterate on my thing. Yes, as a celebrity, especially celebrities in now time of social media, you do, but it is that celebrity choice on how much you put out there. Yes, people gonna find out. People are gonna, because we in a society where everybody got cell phones, everybody tapping information, and they're trying to find dirt on people, because with some reality shows, with some talk shows, that dirt has become entertainment for the society. So even within the Oscars, like you said, all through the show, people was cracking the host, and people was coming up, and everybody was making. But you know something? That's been the Oscars for a long time. That's been the Oscars forever. So people sit down there and they take that, even personal stuff in people's life, they take it. So it's a point of how you carry it. And yes, I see some comments. Everybody say Will just now he reached his boiling point. But I think it's all about the time and place you pick that situation, because now you just put more ammunition out there on the table for these mean people to come back at you and your family.
Okay. So I hear you. I hear you. And I just saw somebody say, well, maybe the Smith shouldn't be so honest about,
yes,
that why I add fuel to the fire. Let me say this. And it was something that Will Smith said in his acceptance speech, is that at times God and Spirit moves you in ways that can become very overwhelming. You understand what I'm saying? And then when it in turns do that, then you start living in your truth. And the thing is that we all need to start living in our truth and stop judging each other on our lifestyles of what we do, as long as we're not harming another person. Many times I see that they crack jokes on her and Jada and August,
yes,
whatever. That relationship, she should have thought a few times about it, because we see what the pitfall of it was.
Right.
But she did sit down and she was honest, what they really didn't have to speak on it. And what I mean is speak on it, because, trust and believe, it's probably 1 million people that are in that same, kind of thing that they are in, or want to be in something like that, and not allowed to, because of what society, and I'm not going to say all society, but majority of society feels how other people relationships should be. And I'm trying to be very careful when I say words, but then I'm going to be real when I say it. So by Chris Rock. So we go back a few years ago. To me, I think Chris Rock is a better actor than he is a comedian. I don't think his stuff is funny to me. I see that Black women, especially chocolate women like me, are the butt of a lot of his jokes. So I don't think he's funny. I saw clips before. I am not the biggest Chris Rock fan. I've met him in person. He didn't have any words for me. He just stared at me while he spoke to the other young lady who was standing next to me. But again, I am not giving Will an excuse, because earlier today I was like, damn it, Will, like, did you really have to do that? But at some point in time, some people do snap. They do. Do we, say that he's a mental case? Then in that case, we all have some mental problems going on. And we really do. We really do. I had a lot more stuff to say, but as the days went on and I kind of, listened to, different shows and, read different things, it kind of not changed my outlook, but kind of understood where both people were coming from with it. He was doing his job, as he was saying, a joke.
Yes.
When I heard the joke, I didn't think it was so, especially compared to some of the other jokes that were happening throughout the night.
Exactly.
But can we be honest though? And I'm just gonna be real. I'm just gonna call it what it was. Those were women making most of those jokes versus a man making a joke who had made jokes beforehand about his wife and, with the whole thing when they boycotted. You understand what I'm saying? So he was making to where she was irrelevant to a situation. You understand what I'm saying? Now she's come out that she had alopecia, which we know, the women's hair is their crown. Even though she has rocked the short hairdo, but that was of choice of hers.
Right.
That was of choice of hers to make that. But now it's all on her now. You understand what I'm saying? I guess there's so many different things we can kind of bring up with this, but I just want to talk about it. I'm sitting here, I'm looking at everybody's comments, and I thank you for everyone comments that's coming in. And we're definitely going to, kind of put spotlight on a lot of them, because that's what I want to hear. I want to hear what everybody got to say, because right here, this is where we bridge the gap. This is where we talk about, what's really going on with it. My thing is, and I probably should have started off with this, is that I pray that they both could come to some kind of solution to get together, to understand each other, where each other was coming, and apologize to each other for what happened. Not saying that one was bigger than the other, because we don't know what Will was feeling at that time, or either what Jada was feeling at that time. Sometimes people make jokes of us and we will laugh at those. We will laugh at those jokes when we uncomfortable too. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But we don't know what happened when these people go home, just as well as Chris was embarrassed by the slap. But not only the slap, but the words that came behind that slap.
Right. You
understand what I'm saying? So those words mean a lot of things. But like I said before, this is bigger. That slap, and y'all gonna say you crazy. That slap was meant to happen because it's meant to open a dialogue that, okay, y'all, we got to find some other things to be talking about, especially for the comedians. You understand? I understand that we have the right to say what we want to say. We have the right what we want to say, but sometimes, come on, we got to think about, talking about people that already have misfortune. You understand what I'm saying? This is one reason why I do like Kevin Hart, because Kevin Hart most of his comedy comes from him talking about himself and talking about his misfortune. He talk about his shit before anybody else could talk about his stuff. You understand what I'm saying? And that was kind of like what Eddie Murphy's stuff was on, in his career too, was that he was talking about his stuff. But now that we talk about celebrities who are already in the limelight of things and already going through some things themselves, but now we're going to bang them down for them, the way that they live, or their honesty of the way that they live.
I see what you're saying. But even when you and me, I watched it live. Mm-hmm. I seen it live, and it was kind of shocking what happened because Chris probably get a bunch of jokes that he can sell on the thing. He sit there, Jada right there, and even his reaction was like, after he told the joke, and the reaction for Jada, he kind of like, oh, okay, before Will came up and made and slapped,
Yeah.
So the thing, because when he first said it, Will laughed at
right. I
joke.
saw that. He laughed at the joke.
So the thing is, and everybody gonna go and say, well, he looked at Jada and Jada was upset, and that's with his protection of his wife.
Right.
In that situation, that's what he had to do.
Yeah.
So I don't put no wrong on Will for doing it, but it should have been thought about it. He should have thought about more before he did.
I hear what you're saying. And then, you know what? It's like, I think I was going back and forth with me and Charmaine. Like, it's like, I had asked Mike about this, and he was like, your man. He was like, if your man that happened and your man, would you try to stop your man for going up there? Right. And I said, you know what? Yes, I would have tried to stop my man. Like, baby, we're going to deal with this later. But let this roll, because we're going to deal with this later.
Exactly.
But y'all know when y'all got a man on a mission, when you got a man on a mission that feels some other type of way, they going to go, regardless to what you say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Regardless to what you say, they gon' go. You know, we don't know what happened before, because everybody was like, Jada put the battery in his pack, and I'm like, did she? Like, I didn't see that. Like, I didn't see that. I saw her face, but I didn't see that.
Maybe that was the battery.
Right.
Her face was the battery. The thing is you really got to, and this is why I go to Will. Will, you got to sit down, and Will and Jada too, because Jada's a producer. He's a producer. Y'all got companies. Y'all work on other projects. So by you doing that affected everything, a whole lot of things that you try to do as well.
I understand that, but can I be honest? And I'm gonna be looked at crazy when people start. It's gonna be some comments back out here when people start. Look, my thing is, for that one incident that he did, that was a human moment that he had. Yes. That was a human moment that he had. So you're gonna take that one human moment that he had, and that's just gonna erase everything that this man has done. I watched The View. I watched every show possible. And I saw how I was like, hold on. Like, this man has done a lot of good things. And because at one point in time, he snapped. Do you understand what they've been doing to him and his kids and his wife for the longest? Because they live differently than what you expect them to live or what you want them to live. So at some point in time, somebody gonna snap. Again, I'm not giving no excuses, but not cancel the brother out and his family altogether.
I'm not saying, something from what we know, and that's the thing is, we do talk about our high feelings and how we feel the way society would be, but we know what society is.
Yeah.
And they done did it to other people for less,
They did what? I'm sorry.
They done banned other people from progressing, and we don't got no. I'm a black man, which is harder anyway. And he has built the empire. He has built the name. He has built, So I hope it don't affect him like that. But we see that.
But that's where this happened for that reason, that we need to stop that. Okay. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
This man has been, as they portray him to be, so perfect. And if you read his book and you watch anything, he say he is not perfect. He is not a perfect man. He is a flawed human being like everybody else. But one thing that he was trying to do is he was working on bettering himself and helping others better themselves in that aspect. So when I see shows and TV, everybody have their opinion. I'm going to say it because I have my own opinion, and probably a whole lot of folks might not agree with what I say. But what I'm saying is that this man had a human reaction.
Yes.
Had a human reaction from it. And I feel sorry for Will. I feel sorry for Jada and those kids. I feel sorry for Chris to be embarrassed in that moment on stage doing his job. Even though I might not like him as a comedian, what he do, I rather heard that they was, kicking it back in the back. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand that. Yes.
Because just like you said, because he is in front of but at that moment, it was like I was watching, like it was a bad dream. Like I'm still tripping. I woke up this morning like, damn, Will.
and that's the thing is and that is something that has to be understood, because Hollywood try to build everybody up as perfect who is making them a lot of money. Mm-hmm. That's what it's about. Yes, you perfect. A whole lot of people out there, they feel that they have they are perfect because you earn the money. But then once something comes up that kind of a red flag, then they want to throw you away.
Right.
And we didn't know how many people they done threw away.
Right. All right. So, I see the comments coming, and I thank y'all so much for the comments coming. So, Doorman Daddy always be coming with some stuff. So, I'm gonna help you out right here, Doorman Daddy. He said the red table talk is a problem. Stop airing out your family issues for the world to comment. All right. So, I guess in that statement alone, that's a problem. Okay. So let me say this, because for me, I do tell my truth. Because I know that there is a lot of people who are going through maybe the same struggles that I'm going through. that have, thought about some things or, had inquiring about some things. And with the Red Talk, it gives a dynamic of different women to be able to talk about their thing, but as well as bring their family to tell their truth, because maybe they can relate to somebody. So this is where this Red Table Talk that they created for them is to help heal the rest of the world. You understand what I'm saying? To let them know that we are not perfect either. That we go through, even though y'all might see us on TV, on a movie screen, we're human just like y'all. But guess what? This is how we getting through it. So maybe it can help you get through it. That ain't nothing but human love. That's what I feel. That's human love, that I can sit there and I can tell you what's going on with me or what went on with me and how I got through it. So baby boy, baby girl, I'm going to give this to you. Because I'm going to tell you how this is. So maybe if you can see yourself through this, that you can fix yourself or you can find somebody to help fix yourself. So and that's the thing, is you tell your family business. Remember, it's their family business. But does that give you the right to be mean? To be mean to them? We've been put on this earth to serve each other. We've been put on this earth to love each other, regardless to our independence or our independent thoughts. You understand what I'm saying? We can have independent thoughts, but we got to respect people's livelihoods. And I think that was the goal of what people trying to do right now. I know that's what my goal here for Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap is, Mr. Doorman. But thank you for that.
That's I mean, I'm kind of 50-50 on with the Doorman because, when you put your personal and family business out there and it is for good to help people, we know in this world, we still got the mean and the evil people. So it also being put out there for them to misuse it as well. Right.
Wait, say that again, because I hear the Westerner ain't never cut grass during this time. We got the lawn man outside doing something to. Oh, you can't hear it, but I can hear it. So this is why this is why I need the Westerner, because it's blocking all of the sound that I hear from everywhere else.
But as I was saying though, it's out there for them, to misuse that good as well.
Right. No. Right. All right. I see what Ruben X said. Ruben X says she wanted an open marriage, but I think he didn't want it. All right. So once again, we're assuming. But this is the thing. If he didn't want it, then he should have said that.
Exactly.
He should have said that. He should have been honest about what he wanted or what he needed out of that relationship. And if that wasn't what Jada can give him, then they should have moved on from that. You understand what I'm saying? They should have just separated and left. That's what I'm talking about when I talking about having your self-love and being honest about you and what you want and desires in your relationship. That people need to communicate and be open of what they want and fuck what anybody else say. It's just y'all. Then that's what it is. The problem is that the world, we all live in lies. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Period.
And I agree with you that if he didn't want it, he should have been honest. Or he did want it. The thing is, do you think that has to be put out in public for people to know?
Okay, so I just saw Emmanuel Briggs. Emmanuel Briggs just said, I think they need to find a healthy balance between helping people and keeping the privacy and sanctity of their marriage so that it can be healthy. Okay, on that one, I kind of agree with you a little bit on that one. What I will hope is that their relationship would have been strong enough knowing that, okay, we get ready to sit out here and we get ready to put it all out here to help other people. So we got to make sure that our foundation in our home is straight. So whatever anybody say out there, that it's not going to rock it. Do you understand what I'm saying? That it's not going to rock it. But that still does not negate that we got to stop being so damn mean to each other.
We understand that, but we honestly have to realize what world we live in as well. So like you said, they do have to have that foundation, no matter what comes from either side, that it's not going to break that foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like Wanda Sykes. What's the other girl name or whatever? Angela Hall. I mean, I feel because all I was saying, like, no, Will, don't do that. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, nah, baby, don't do that. Like, you know, like, come back. Like, don't do that. And because I knew what the backlash was going to be. I mean, you got some people that's all in support of Will, and you got some people that's all in support of Chris.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? I just don't like that. And I go say, I don't care. I don't care for the meanness that comes with it, the putting the blame. And actually, they put all the weight and the blame on this little black woman, this bald-headed black woman. They put all the blame on Jada. And I think that is so unfair. I, as a woman, feel that is so unfair for them to put all of that blame on her. You understand what I'm saying?
I think they all got some blame. I don't think that she should have any blame. I think the blame was Chris a little for that's his job. He hit that joke. He told that joke. He had no reaction with it. And for Will, who got up there and walked up there, you know, because actually once it's an angle when she slapped him.
Right.
She laughed. Jada laughed. Like,
right.
Oh, okay. And then it changed when he said what he said.
Right. And that's the thing. So it's a clip that's going around right now that they say, well, we're going to show you Jada's reaction. Now, mind you, Jada's reaction was the same reaction that the rest of the audience had because they thought it was a joke. Mm-hmm. That they thought it was a joke until Will, you know, start spilling the thing. Of course, we cannot see her face. No. We just saw her laugh where everybody else was laughing. But now they say, well, that's why no. And no, fools. She laughed just like everybody else laughed. But then when she heard what her husband said, you didn't see that. You saw her straight up. We couldn't see her face.
No, we didn't see her face.
So we can't judge that unfairly like that. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So right then and there, she probably like, damn, baby, like it wasn't even that bad. So do you check your husband right there in front of everybody? Hell no.
No, you don't.
No, you wait. And maybe that's what happened because remember the next day he put out that long apology. Mm-hmm. He put out that long apology.
I mean, yes, the next day after your mother called you, after your agent called you, after your publicist called you, yes, it's time to be because Will Smith is still a business.
Right.
And you got to keep the business moving.
Right. He snapped that day. He snapped.
He snapped. He did. He snapped.
He snapped. I'm still surprised. I am. I'm having what they say. I'm having an aftershock.
You have a lot of aftershocks.
Like seriously. Like really. All right, so let's do this. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and we're going to finish this conversation because this is a hot topic. There ain't nothing else to go on but we talk about this. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to come back to the comments again. Again, I want to thank y'all for continuing to support us here every week here on Ask Naomi Bridget the Gap. I am the goddess Naomi Banks. And I got my boy, my dog pound Mike, baby.
Yep.
All right, let's go to break. Hey, it's your girl, the goddess Naomi Banks. And Sexy Is Cosmetic is our official sponsor here at Ask Naomi Bridget the Gap. So you guys make sure you go by sexyiscosmetic.com and let them know Naomi sent you. Get a great discount. They are naturally 100% organic, vegan. They sell everything from soap to scrubs to everything for you to keep you sexy always. Sexy Is Cosmetics. Use the code AskNaomi for a 10% discount. All right, Sexy Is Cosmetic. This is your girl, the goddess Naomi Banks, and welcome back to Ask Naomi Bridget the Gap. Well, we are here with Dog Pound Mike. What's going on, baby?
Oh yeah, we in it. We in it tonight.
Right, we in it. I'm loving that all the comments are coming. You guys are very interactive tonight, and I love it. I love it. Even maybe some of these comments I'm not agreeing with, but I love it anyway. All right, so we're going to go to, what's it? The Great Charlie. The Great Charlie says, he said, no, she didn't laugh. She had a disappointment look on her face while Will was laughing until he seen Jada's face, and that was really made him react, which could be true. Yeah. Which could be true. You know that saying, and I just said it earlier, is that sometimes we laugh when people making jokes or, teasing us in any way. We kind of laugh it off. You know, to show face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To show face. But they in the front of they right front of center.
They were the first two people. Yeah.
Right, they front and center. They right there. But not only that, but they had a joke, and I thought this was so, and I might be trying to get too deep up into this shit right now. But they had a joke earlier, and I believe it was Regina. Regina. Mm-hmm. Regina had a joke, and actually all of her jokes were sexually driven.
Yes, it was.
All of her jokes were sexual. And I'm trying not to go, you know, to where they look at black women, because I am a sex worker. I guess you want to call that. I mean, I haven't performed in years, but that is what I am. But we tend to be the more, you know, the sexual, you know, intimate that they want to do with the women of color. That's just been the known thing. But a lot of her things were very heavy sexual. Yes. And so she had the one little bit, the one little skit that when she was doing the COVID test, and she called up all of the guys. You know, she called up a few of the guys. Mm-hmm. And most of them were single. And then she called up, you know, Will Smith. And she said, well, upon at their open relationship, is that, well, Jada gave me permission. And Will was like, oh, no, we good. Like, no, we good. And at that moment in time, you could see the laugh, but it was an uncomfortable laugh. Like at some point in time, when we gonna stop all of this? You know what I'm saying? First of all, them jokes, all the whole show were ignorant.
Yes, they were.
They were.
You know, but
they were horrible. They was mean. They were mean jokes.
But people got the Oscars is like a movie as well. What it is everybody's giving scripts with jokes, scripts with even the people who come in and presenting. They giving their, okay, you can say this, or this. And people choose what they say, and the producer, and they fit into the show. And Regina, very attractive, very sexy. Her thing was a sexual thing because they in Hollywood. We know what goes on in Hollywood.
I know that sex.
And all the people there that was sitting down, they was all part of it too, because people was laughing. And you know something, but you're right. A whole lot of people probably was sitting there feeling like, why are they saying this? Why is it going to? But everybody had that little smile on their face because we're at the Oscars. Right.
But you know what? Honestly, this is what I said. This is what I said when I said, you know what? There's probably a whole lot of folks that want to slap the hell out of Chris Rock. For real. And a lot of these comedians. Like, for real, like, damn, I'm glad somebody did this shit after all these years. Like, for real. Because sometimes y'all need to, like, we got to start being good to one another. Really. And if people tell us about their business or whatever, we just take that, okay, we're going to learn from that and move on from that. Mm-hmm. Yes, sex workers do pay their taxes. Right, a lot. All right, so Spider Moose, hey Spider Moose, baby. He said if they weren't famous and they were in a bar, and he started talking about Will Smith's wife, when Will Smith was there, Chris Rock would have been going to the hospital, which might possibly true. Mm-hmm. It could be possibly true. And I guess that's another thing is that I was watching a View, and Joy had said that now she will be afraid to, you know, that it will happen with any comedian that's up there and they, you know, going back and forth with a heckler or whatever, and somebody might come up and shoot them. Like, she went extreme with it. And Whoopi was looking at her like, for real, girl? Like, let's not say that we haven't had those moments, especially the men haven't had those moments when you're heckling somebody in the audience, where the audience is heckling you and you coming back at them in that manner and they don't get mad. You do have that point. I think that, and that's just me, I'm just thinking, sorry. But I think it's a part of your job. You understand what I'm saying? That just like you say, as celebrities, as people in the public eye, that we need to have a thick skin on what people say to you. But you as a comedian, you talking about somebody and you dogging them out and you saying these mean things about them, be prepared that something might happen.
Right. And you know something? And I'll be honest with you on that point. Chris Rock did his job. He told a joke and he took the backlash for it with Will Smith slapping him, and he continued to do his job. And then Chris Rock hit a concert yesterday in Boston where a heckler did get up and say something about the situation. Mm-hmm. And Chris responded to that as well. Mm-hmm. You know, so the thing is I get comedians, they should be more sensitive to what they're saying to people. But then again, some comedians wouldn't be comedians if it came to that point.
Right. Right. All right. So I see Ruben X. Ruben X says, see, Jada wouldn't defend her husband if this was the other way around because she has one or more dudes on the side. And she's still thinking about Tupac. That's wild. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, Robin, I'm about to get you. How do you know what this woman gonna do? You don't know. And her having these men on the sides, her man knew about it. That was a part of their relationship because we didn't know about it. We didn't know about their agreement. But does that allow or give a man because I'm trying to, y'all see, I'm trying to pull back a little bit. Because I'm in a relationship. And y'all know what I did and what I do. But that don't give nobody no right to come and disrespect me because I'm at the end of the day, our relationship is our relationship. And we agree upon. You understand what I'm saying? So you as a man or a woman should respect that woman regardless of what her sexual preference is or what she wants to do. And if she is liking or loving Tupac, you can't tell me that you, Ruben X, or anybody else that's out here haven't had a love that they was like, damn, if we would have got together. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She was just being honest because she know that there are other people that's out there to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I like I like your comment there, Ruben. Don't think, this is what we do. We bridge the gap. We trying to help each other to understand, what's really going on here.
Right.
Period. I've been talking so much. My voice is a little voice. I'm going to let Dog Pound Mike back because he's coming from a man point of view.
My point of view, if we're going to go back to their open relationship thing, my point of view is that open relationship is still only you guys' relationship.
Right.
But the communication should be anybody would come within that relationship.
Right.
They have to understand that, okay, you part of our open relationship, but we are keeping it private.
Yeah.
Because of who they are, when they go out there and get known to the masses, you're going to have the backlash. You're going to have people because everybody don't understand the situation. Everybody don't agree with the situation. So people will have something to say, which they should just be there minding their business. Right,
but this is what I said. Yes, that's where that foundation needs to be solid.
Exactly.
But the thing is, there was always already a narrative of their relationship of what people say. Yes. And so they just giving them what it really is.
Yes, you're right.
So instead of y'all talking about this is what our relationship really, really is.
Right. This is what it is.
Again, I am not saying that Will Smith should have went up there and slapped him like that.
Right.
But then I understand it a little bit. I'm just going to be honest. And I got a little violence in me. Shit, we all do. I'm from the south side of Chicago. That's just what it is.
I'm from the west side. And Will would slap me, I would slap his ass back.
But I do commit Christopher just like, dang, like he laughed it off too. Like, hey, ho, ho, ho. Like,
Yes.
It could have been something totally different that went on. You understand? So Chris, he did. He kept it professional. He kept it moving. I just hope that these two brothers could come together and that they can, kind of to mend this and sit down and talk. So hopefully that it can better help somebody else in another situation. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, because they do. They both in the business.
Yeah.
And it's got to be a way to move on from this in a positive way.
Right. Yeah. And I'm because I'm sitting here looking at the comments. Y'all got it going. Y'all got y'all own thing going here. Y'all adding each other and all of that other stuff. I see y'all. I see y'all. I see y'all all in there. Let me go to Lucky. Lucky said, Will Smith could have got him backstage. He's a clown. Now he's ruined his reputation. I'm sure he lost fans too.
Yes, I think so.
All right. You know what? Unfortunately, that is just what that is. I hate that happened and that people don't see him as being human. You understand what I'm saying? Like I don't know you personally, Lucky, but we do have those times that things just build up and go. You rarely ever heard anything bad about Will Smith. You understand what I'm saying? And that at this moment of time, it kind of went away from him. So now we're going to erase everything that he has done. Now, he came back the next day and apologized to Chris. But he also apologized within his speech.
Yes, he did. He did.
He apologized in his speech, not to Chris, but to everyone else about his actions or what he did. But then he came back and said, you know what, that was stupid of me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That was, and he called himself a clown in that matter. So for you to face, and people say, oh, that was PR. So was that but because he said it on stage. Mm-hmm. So it could have been a damn out-of-body experience that fucking happened. That's why I'm thinking that shit happened. The spirit moved his ass. His spirit moved his ass like, go up there and slap that motherfucker for. Because I got a message to let these fools know. I want to open up some dialogue. Y'all need to stop talking about each other.
To Lucky comment about, I don't think he ruined his reputation in the whole. And yeah, he lost some fans. Shit, but you probably got 100 million fans, so if you lose a couple million, that still ain't hurt you.
And you probably got some new ones that thought you was soft and like, oh, Will, that's West Side Philly right there that's coming out. Oh, now I see Will.
That's what I was going to say as well, too.
Oh, yeah. My fault, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, but you're absolutely right. Now he might got some fans, like some hardcore people that didn't like his rap, be like, oh, he out here hitting motherfuckers, so let me listen to him that shit,
Yeah.
He can come out with a gangster movie now.
Oh my goodness!
Will got scripts coming in all day now. Will and Denzel training day 2, baby.
Oh my God! Oh my goodness! But I'm not gonna lie. When I saw the full everything yesterday on the live feed of it, and I saw him walk back, I was cussing at him like, "Why you do that, baby?" Like, what? I told you to sit down. Like I'm pretending like I'm Jada, right? Like I'm Jada. Like I told you don't go. I told you I'm good. I told you we gonna take care of this later. But you gonna get your ass up and do that shit. Now you embarrass the whole goddamn family. I'm just saying that was what I've been going through for the past few days. Like we could have handled that later.
But you know something? That's why people hollering at Jada, because of what a reaction of another woman would did. Like you said, that's probably what you would have did.
Right, but I'm telling you, let me ask you, if somebody would have said that about your woman, and she said, baby, look, we're going to handle this, what you going to do?
Well, okay.
For real.
I'm dog pound. I probably would hit my thing up in here with me.
See?
So Chris probably would got shot.
See?
Chris would got shot. If my baby didn't pull me to the side, because I'm always trapped.
I swear. You know what? It's such a misunfortunate thing, and I know. And I said not making jokes of it, because this is, just as I said, being, and Mike doing this stuff, I'm gonna have to let Mike go, because he just did everything that I said not to do.
I feel like Will. I lost my job too.
Wait a minute. Lucky is mad. Lucky mad as hell. I hear you. Lucky said he didn't even curse in his raps, but he wants to so people laugh in front of the world. How is that?
I hear you, Lucky.
Boy, because in them raps, wasn't nobody talking about his wife. Wasn't nobody talking about his kids. Wasn't nobody talking about him. And he just snapped. Lucky, I hope you real lucky that you can just really but I respect your thing, but I'm just saying Lucky.
I hear you, Lucky.
But I hear you, Lucky. I hear you, baby. I hear you. Wow. All right. The great Charlie said, once a man says love will make you do crazy things, that's a red flag. And I want to know what that red flag, because I'm not a man. But I know. And if it could be, we might have to get some Westlands to put red flag, because love does make you do crazy things. It do.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Yes, it does. Yes, it
and
does.
The great Charlie.
Yes, it does.
Have you loved somebody? Have you done something stupid? Have you stayed with somebody beyond the time that you're supposed to be staying with them because you love them? That's crazy.
Love make you go crazy.
And it do sound like I'm taking up for real, right?
Oh, yeah.
I am a little bit. I'm going to be honest. Yes, I am. Because he had a human moment.
Yes.
damn, but I think it's a bigger message in this shit. I believe it is. I know it is. I know it is. I just ain't been able to put it all together, but I know it is. I know it is. We have to start being good to each other. We have to stop taking people's misfortunes and making jokes of it. Because the thing is, once one person put it out, then they all do. Because they are trying to help others to heal, and they're sacrificing their selves. So when he went up there and he spoke about overwhelming that God has put on, it is. It is. And I understood when he said that, because you will be judged on everything. To this day, I haven't did a hardcore film in almost 10 years. But I'm still looked at as a slut, hoe, whatever, that I am not deserving of love or anything else. So I understand, and I'm on here speaking to everybody here as I'm speaking about love, sex, relationships, spiritual uplifting, us loving each other. But believe me, as I'm speaking here, people looking to see, damn, is her titties big? Damn, she fine as hell. Damn, I remember when she sucked this dick. You understand what I'm saying? But it's beyond that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like the church just got real quiet up here. But that's the thing. When the Spirit moves you and God moves in you in a certain type of way, sometimes He puts you on this journey for a certain reason to reach a certain group of people, and we never understand. And at times it can become very overwhelming because you're trying to be so perfect in what you're trying to do, especially when you're trying to teach and put out positive things. Especially when you come, Hollywood is not positive. Hollywood is a negative thing. Hollywood has been looked at, sin and satanic and things of that sort. So you coming out of a world like that, and you trying to be, you're trying to be of a positive, reinforcement to the world to, help people to know, to understand that I am not perfect, that I went through those same things, and I'm going to, I'm going through this, so maybe you can take a little piece out of this. But in that process of doing that, there are people that just don't get it. And what we need to understand when we are on this journey to do those things, that we need to understand that it is people that just don't get it. And we can't take it personal.
You can't take it personal.
Can't take it personal. So in that matter, when he did and he went there, it was personal.
Yes, it was.
But I'm still, for something, it's telling me that the Spirit just moved through him and said this needs to happen because this needs to be an open dialogue.
And maybe that's what it would be. Maybe he would turn his career into being that open dialogue, to being that where we have to have more of these discussions. The red table has to be a bigger red table for more people to come in and talk and go to a different format. But it's about all how you do things at a certain time.
Right. Exactly, T. Brown. T. Brown said, in a human moment, we don't think of the repercussions of those human moments. He just didn't think before he acted. Right. You're absolutely right. But I promise you, I saw something else. Because when he came talking about I'm like, for real? I'm telling you, I was like, baby, why you do that? Like, why you ain't waiting? But some said, we'll go slap him.
And that's the thing, too.
Wow.
A whole lot of people, we'll turn some people on that day. Please.
Yeah, he did.
Sidney Haddis put out there like, woo, yeah.
Right, yeah, like for real. All right, Jeffrey said, you're human, Nyomi. People change. Had people that hug others. Okay, so for me, I haven't changed. I am still that same person before I got into the adult industry, while I was in the adult industry, and who I am now. I've always been the same person, but what I showed people was different aspect, what I thought would be acceptable. Can we agree with that? Can we understand that? Yeah. So this right here, the spiritual me, has always been me. I always felt that no matter what it is that I did in life as my career, as long as I wasn't harming anybody else, and I still spoke when I'm talking about when I'm on set, I spoke nothing but positivity to people. When people come into my home, that's all my home is a positivity. You might walk in here with some bullshit, but when you walk out, you're good. And that's how I am when I meet anybody. That's even in my sessions. I might whoop your ass in that session, but no, you're going to be feeling good when you leave out. And not just from that, but just up in here. So I have not changed. I'm still the same person here. But now I have embraced me fully and understand why I went through all of that. If that helps you any, Jeffrey. Because I'm thinking that's what you're saying. Mm-hmm. So right now I'm assuming. I hope that ain't making an ass out of me. I like this, Doorman. Doorman Daddy, baby. I got to see who you is. He said, love shouldn't make you feel ashamed. Love shouldn't make you feel embarrassed. Love shouldn't make you apologize to the world. That isn't love. That is something else. Okay, so let me say this, Jeffrey. Because I feel you on that. I feel every word that you said on that. And that will be in a perfect world. Mm-hmm. That will be in a perfect world. But we ain't in a perfect world.
Nope.
And you know, at times, love has hurt. And a lot of reasons why love has hurt is because we ain't had self-love ourselves and we don't know what it look like. Most of us that are walking around in this world, we do not love ourselves enough to even know how to love us, to even teach somebody how to love us. But I felt everything that you said right there, and if it was a perfect world. If it was a perfect world. But thank you. Mm-mm. You know what, Spider Moves, like, let me tell you something. Just Spider Moves AV altogether just freaks me out. He just cracks me up. But he said, come on, Nyomi. He said, Will manned up and put Rock in his place at the end of the bitch slap he was begging for. Wait, okay, so you want to address this? You want to let me do?
Yeah. I take this one. In a sense, you may be right. Maybe he did real man up and put Chris in his place. But the thing is, we'll just need to know where's the place at that you putting Chris in. Mm-hmm. Because Chris is a comedian up there doing his job. Right. And he's still going to continue to do his job the way that he do it. Right. Now, as far as for the slap, great to you, Will, but you don't have to deal with the consequences, whatever them consequences may be. Right. So the same strength you had to throw that slap, you need to have the same strength when it comes back at you. Right. Oh, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you on that. All right, let's go right here because I see Yoshi Cooks. She says, she said, it's not your responsibility to burden your heart with others' lack of spiritual growth, but you can educate them to elevate to a higher dimension. All right, so I'm going, it's an iffy with me on this. You understand what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you have a calling and something is putting you to do, then that is what you do. It is not a burden. It's not a burden, baby. It's not a burden. That should be with your love. Let me tell you something. What I do is I feel good when I'm able to speak to somebody, even when somebody's speaking to me and teaching me something and inspiring or encouraging me. And that's what I feel that we on this earth that we should do. The problem is that we've been hurt so much by different people that we feel that we are not responsible for each other. That's where us as a human race here that we have got lost. Yeah. That's what I feel. You're true on that. Yeah, that's what I feel. The thing but thank you for that, Yoshi, baby. Thank you. Yeah. The human race needs to learn how to get along with each other first. Yes. Let me see, because we almost this has truly been a very, very great talk, and I'm glad that a lot of y'all been very and I couldn't get to everybody comments today, but I thank you all for coming on here and giving your input, because that's what this show is all about. Yes, it is. It really is. It's about us bridging the gap, us understanding each other, from sexuality to spirituality, our cultural differences, and more. And in this topic right here that happened with Will Smith and with Chris Rock,
you know, we do have two different types of people that's happening right here. And, you know, we can understand, you know, we got some people that can't understand both of, you know, both sides of a coin. You understand what I'm saying? But then there's that middle. What's the middle size? There is. I guess it's when it's standing straight up like this.
Straight up, yeah. But you don't do that a lot.
Well, don't do like this. But this is where we have to be as human beings. We got to be standing up this in balance. Hey, we got to be standing up here in balance. And Will Spencer a Libra.
Wow.
He is. And so he was off balance. He was off balance. He had a human moment. I just wish the best for the both of them. I hope that they both could come out of this, that learned something. And that hopefully they taught all of us something new that is positive out of this negative incident that has happened. But yeah. All right, y'all. So look, I truly thank you guys for coming on here and just sharing this platform with me, because you guys are my co-hosts. That's really right. There, you are my co-hosts, as well as I love that if you guys would like, share, comment, even after we put this up, because for somehow all the comments that be on here, it don't ever show up on the after show. It never does. Oh, excuse me, you hear my voice is getting a little raspy. As well as I do just audio I stream it on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Google, Spreaker, and a few more other ones. So I'm kind of all over, you know, with that. But again, thank you so much. If we learn anything for this. Let's be good to one another. Mm-hmm. You understand? So let's be good to one another, as well as be good to yourselves. As I always say, always keep it sexy. I will see you in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I will see you in 2 weeks. Don't forget, like, share, comment, and if you ain't subscribed, subscribe. Keep it sexy.
Hey, it's the goddess Naomi Banks, and I hope you enjoyed that last episode of Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap. And if you did, please like, subscribe, press that notification button, as well as comment. I'll see you next week. Keep it sexy.